stay hidden, or we will not survive.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father? You still want Kenobi. He's gone.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places. I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't run, Obi Wan! You can't escape him!
This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and you guys just watched the official trailer for the Obi Wan Kenobi show. We're going to break it down with all types of things that you may have missed throughout the trailer and Easter eggs, and really break it all down. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. On top of that, it is just a prime day. It is a beautiful day, of course, to release this upcoming trailer here for the upcoming show here, because, well, it is Star Wars Day. May the Force be with all of you. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and what I love to do. We're going to hop into this breakdown here, reading from the Den of Geeks article. Of course, as always, we're going to have that full article linked down in the description down below, and we're also going to switch it up and take a look over at what the direct also has to say, because we love to cover them all the time here on the channel. So reading from Den of Geeks article here, saying, starting out with, May the 4th finally brings us a new look at Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi, the new Disney Plus series that will reunite fans with the Jedi Master in exile 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, Obi Wan Kenobi. The Jedi Order has fallen, and from the ashes of the Republic arises the Empire and Darth Vader. But not all Jedi are dead. Even a decade after Order 66, many former knights and Padawans still live on as fugitives and hiding, as Obi-Wan does the same. So those of you that aren't completely familiar or obsessed with Star Wars as much as some of us others are, the article really here, starting out here, is really to just kind of give you a brief explanation of everything that's going on here with this overall show. That's why the Empire has created the Inquisitors, Jedi Hunter tasked with wiping out the last remaining members of the ancient religion that were actually previously Jedi themselves. On the new show, we'll see Obi-Wan face off against the cruel Inquisitors, as well as their master, the dreaded Dark Lord himself, Darth Vader. Probably the biggest takeaway that we had from today's trailer here for what we can expect to see with this upcoming show is, as the article states, while the first teaser only featured the ominous sound of Vader's breathing, this new trailer finally shows us the iconic villain himself in flesh, or, well, at least his hand, his robotic hand, that way, at least of what's left of it. We watch as one of his cybernetic arms is screwed back onto his body. It's pretty gross, and it's intimidating at the most. The kind of unexpected body horror you generally don't expect to really see from Star Wars. This year is definitely going to bring out some darker themes, tones, and aspects here from this overall show. Now, I haven't necessarily covered it here on the channel, as we do love to cover all types of Star Wars news, leaks, rumors, and of course anything Star Wars related. So if you guys are into any of that, it's all the more reason to hit that subscribe button. However, there was recently a 9+ rating here for the upcoming Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi show, that they're being a rating from the UK. Yes, I know what you might be thinking, that is pretty dang low. However, I will mention that these types of ratings tend to fluctuate and change over the course as the series is progressing, something that will probably happen, and something furthermore I'm going to be talking about in a separate video. Let's really get into it, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at this trailer here, and we're going to break it down all frame by frame. Starting out here with the Lucasfilm logo, and of course some of that prequel type of era music there to really set the mood of where we're at in the Star Wars timeline. We see one of the Inquisitor ships in a cloudy planet that we just don't completely know. The planet itself's name is actually called Dayu. That's assuming, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, but we actually haven't seen this planet anywhere in the Star Wars timeline as of right now. Quite a few people are actually mistaking this planet to be Coruscant. This isn't actually Coruscant, but that doesn't go without saying that we very well will potentially probably see Coruscant at some point in time within the actual series itself. Next view is of Sung Kang and a few of the stormtroopers, fairly explanatory. Well, Sung Kang's character, the fifth brother. The fifth brother, of course, is first introduced in Star Wars Rebels animated show, and I would highly recommend you guys actually watch that before we actually get into the Kenobi show itself, because it's going to clear up a lot of things with the different Inquisitors going on, and plus not to mention that the two shows correspond fairly closely within the timeline. On top of that, the characters' appearances here are really quite of a, I guess, a disturbance in the Force, if you will, when it comes to what people are thinking about it. The fifth brother, in my own thoughts and opinions, has to look probably the worst out of all of them. And speaking of that, we have a new look here at the Grand Inquisitor, who really doesn't look all that bad, as a lot of Star Wars fans have really come forth to say that, as we have gotten some new looks at him. Reva, the Grand Inquisitor, and the fifth brother can all be seen walking, totally badass, of course, walking off the ship into the sands of Tatooine in search of Obi Wan Kenobi. After that, we get a look at the back of the fifth brother and his circle lightsaber. These here are considered like the lightsaber helicopter type things. If you have watched Star Wars Rebels, it's very interesting to see if we're going to be seeing that in live action in the Kenobi show, spinning lightsabers as helicopters. A new look at Reva, one of the Inquisitors. She's said to be the third sister, and she's mostly going to be on the hunt here for Obi Wan Kenobi throughout the show. As later in the trailer here, we get some lines from her actually, and she really seems to have quite a relationship with Obi Wan Kenobi, and really references Darth Vader quite a bit, which is very interesting. Here, of course, we get a more of Kenobi stalking, I guess, a young Luke Skywalker, as we saw originally in the teaser trailer. I think it'll definitely be interesting to see what type of role Luke Skywalker or a young Luke Skywalker will be playing within this show, and if he's really going to have quite a substantial role or not. After that shot, we finally get some interesting dialogue between Owen Lars, Uncle Owen, Luke Skywalker's Uncle Owen, of course, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, as he's totally shutting down and turning down Kenobi's request to hopefully wanting to train Luke Skywalker, of course. It's fairly simply self-explanatory, I guess, in those terms and conditions. Owen Lars also is referring to Anakin Skywalker in this clip, which is pretty interesting and cool at the same time as well, but it also causes quite a bit of pain. Streaming May 27th, of course, the release date was moved from May 25th and moved to a Friday, May 27th, and it's going to, of course, release the first two episodes together. That's another thing that I'm assuming about a lot of this different footage that we've gotten throughout this overall trailer, is that the fact that it's probably from the first two episodes that we'll be seeing here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which is very exciting that they're going to be holding most of it for the actual show itself. Now here we have a hangar bay. I'm not completely sure on where this is actually taking place. However, I believe my two fair guesses is either for one thing to be that water type planet that we see for one thing in Jedi Fallen Order, and as well as in the first teaser trailer for the Kenobi show, or it could be one of my most favorite planets out there in the Star Wars universe, Solus. This pretty much is just Mustafar, except toned down a little bit on the lava. Our next shot is the Inquisitors plotting out something, planning something out with a couple of the Imperial officers there as well. This doesn't necessarily look like the Death Star plans or a Death Star layout, but rather than a layout of an actual planet itself. Not sure what planet it could be. It could be various planets as what it seems to be. Also, the Inquisitor on the left there, I'm very curious to figure out more about her and her character, because I don't believe we've seen her before. Obi-Wan chilling out in the desert, pretty self-explanatory, running around on a space camel. We then see the same water-type planet that we saw in the teaser trailer, also there potentially earlier on in the trailer there. We see these escape pods almost coming out here, and this here has to be, for anything, the Inquisitors in escape pods, which is odd, I believe, for one thing, going off to different various planets in order to locate Obi-Wan and his whereabouts. It's a little bit odd that they would be in escape pods, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense, because if they were to ride a big, huge Imperial type of ship, of course he would run away and go into hiding, and they're trying to lure him out of hiding and actually capture him and potentially, well, unalive him, of course. So in a way, it seems that the Inquisitors would be going undercover. Here we have an Obi-Wan Kenobi mugshot, which is very interesting and weird, unless this was taken at, like, the Jedi Temple during the time of the Republic, when the Republic was actually still alive, which it does seem to be from that time period, of course, there, as he seems to be pulled directly out of from Revenge of the Sith there. But how was he captured before or something like that? Because why on earth, of course, would he have like this type of mugshot type of thing going here unless he was captured before, which I find very odd. So who knows, maybe he was captured before or something like that, and something we'll probably see in the show maybe, if he was. Once a rumor, now confirmed, for Lam from the original trilogy will be making an appearance here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show as some type of bounty hunter. It kind of seems like some of the Inquisitors might get a little lazy here and just go ahead and like hire a bunch of bounty hunters, which in a sense also makes some sense because it gets the job done. Who knows, there could be a handful of different bounty hunter cameos that we could see here for the Kenobi show. Also, for those of you that are curious, 4 Lam is from the Empire Strikes Back first appearance. Obi-Wan here fighting off some guys. It's interesting to see that he's not using the Force, so maybe he's trying to hide it in a way, and also in the sense that perhaps maybe he's given up the Force and using his abilities. One of the Inquisitor ships going to their base there, self-explanatory. The third sister, Reva, who's the main one that's after Obi-Wan Kenobi, appearing here with a bunch of stormtroopers for one thing, but next to her are Imperial purge troopers stormtroopers that we have seen in Jedi Fallen Order. Self-explanatory for what these guys do. They purge, and then in this case they're purging Jedi, and then in this case specifically they're trying to purge Obi Wan Kenobi, and they often work with Inquisitors as we had seen in Jedi Fallen Order. Obi-Wan once again throwing hands with some stormtroopers. Interesting that he's not using his Force abilities, and the fact that he's also using a blaster. This guy right here was first seen in the first teaser for Obi Wan Kenobi, and he's like an early model apparently of a security droid, or an Imperial security droid that we see in Rogue One, K2SO, and he has a name on his little chest plate that we actually saw in the teaser trailer. It's Ned. Third sister Inquisitor Reva fighting off some blaster fire. It's interesting to see who on Earth would be shooting at her, or in that sense, who would be on the same team as Obi Wan Kenobi during this time period, because everybody fears the Empire during this time period, so it's going to be interesting to see the early rise of the rebellion as well. This guy right here is said to be some type of a Jedi here as well that's hiding here, and he's actually in search of Obi Wan Kenobi as well, and for his help. Other than that, we just don't really know who this guy is or what he's doing or his really role at that. Even then, don't quote me on the fact that he's a Jedi, because, well, I'm not actually completely 110% sure. We're taking a look at this new little cute droid here. It reminds me of Mickey Mouse for some reason. He's really small. He's like the size of your hand, and he's really cute looking. Reminds me quite a bit of the droid that we played with in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Reva is running after this ship that I'm assuming that Obi Wan Kenobi is on and yelling at it. She says in this clip right here that you can't escape him, and of course is referring easily to Darth Vader as we get our first glimpse of him, like in the actual show here. It looks absolutely incredible, and it isn't just like I guess like a poster or anything like that, because we have had that before already, or like a still or like an image or something like that. They don't actually even like full on like actually reveal Darth Vader in the actual trailer itself, which is even more menacing and awesome at that. I'm so glad that they're saving so many of these cool shots and things here for people to actually experience with the show itself instead of just the trailer. There's different shots of Vader putting on his cybernetics, which is so cool and so dang menacing. We've never seen anything like this in Star Wars, of how gruesome it is, as the article had mentioned. Just his breathing alone is just so terrifying, and we know it's Darth Vader. The fact that you don't even have to be like a full-on like Star Wars fan to know that this is Darth Vader's breathing is just such a damn cool special thing that Star Wars has. I'm pretty sure it's an understatement if for anything if I say that I'm excited for this show, because I'm beyond pumped to see this show and experience it with you guys here on the channel and our Instagram as well, Unofficial Star Wars, link down in the description down below. I want all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all. Is there anything that we actually missed here in this overall trailer breakdown here? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think here, and some things that we'd like to see here for the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show as well. Of course, may the 4th be with you. Have a great one, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.